Today we're going to take a look in the Torah and see what the children of Israel will forget and what they should remember. Let's start in Deuteronomy chapter 8 verses 1 through 2. Be careful to obey every command I give you today. Then you will live, and your population will increase. You will enter and take possession of the land that Yah promised to your ancestors with an oath. Remember that Yah your God led you on the entire journey these 40 years in the wilderness, so that he might humble you and test you to know what was in your heart, whether or not you would keep his commands. So we see very specifically that we are to remember that Yah did all this to humble us and test us. And right now, as I'm recording this, I believe it is Passover, at least in the season of Passover. And it's interesting to me that the Gentile Christians keep their Easter during this time, complete with their chocolate bunnies and Ishtar eggs, all representing fertility, and eating their Easter ham, which is unclean, and hot cross buns, which are filled with leaven. But is it Easter we are to keep, or Passover? There's only one place in the King James Bible that has the word Easter written, and we find that in Acts 12 verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. So let's look at the word Easter in the Blue Letter Bible, and that word is Strong's G3957, and it's pronounced Pesach, and that word literally means Passover. So that word in Acts 12:4 should read, intending after Passover to bring him forth to the people, not Easter. We are told in the New Testament that the pagan idol JC had the Passover meal with his disciples, and we find that in Luke 22 verse 19. And he took the bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." So the pagan idol Jesus or Yeshua during the Passover time wants the children of Israel to drink his blood and eat his flesh in remembrance of him. But that is idolatry and forbidden against the Most High Yah. JC also claims that he is the bread of life. But what does Yah say in Deuteronomy 8 verse 3? Yes, he humbled you by letting you go hungry and then feeding you with manna, a food previously unknown to you and your ancestors. He did it to teach you that man does not live by bread alone. Rather, we live by every word that comes from the mouth of Yah. So we see here that the body of Jesus does not keep us alive. It is the Torah and every word that comes from Yah's mouth that keeps us alive. So let's read what else the children of Israel will forget. And we find that in Deuteronomy 4 verse 9. Only be on your guard and diligently watch yourselves, so that you do not forget the things your eyes have seen, and so that they do not slip from your heart as long as you live. Teach them to your children and grandchildren. Deuteronomy 8 verses 19 through 20. Never forget Yah your God, or turn to other gods to worship and serve them. If you do, then I warn you today that you will certainly be destroyed. Just like the nations that Yah makes to perish before you, so you shall perish, because you would not listen to the voice of Yah your God. Deuteronomy 9 verse 7. Remember and never forget how angry you made Yah your God out in the wilderness. From the day you left Egypt until now, you have been consistently rebelling against him. Deuteronomy 6 verse 12. Then watch yourselves that you do not forget Yah who brought you from the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. So if all these things are what we were going to forget, then what should we remember? Isaiah 46 verse 10. Remember carefully the former things which I did from ages past, for I am Yah, and there is no one else. I am Yah, and there is no one like me. Psalm 77, verse 11. I will remember the deeds of Yah. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. Psalm 119, verse 55. O Yah, I remember your name in the night and keep your law. Exodus 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Deuteronomy 7, verse 18. But don't be afraid of them. Just remember what Yah your God did to Pharaoh and to all the land of Egypt. Jonah remembered, and we find that in the book of Jonah, chapter 4, verse 2. As my life was slipping away, I remembered Yah, and my earnest prayer went out to you in your holy temple. And just like Jonah, we, the children of Israel, are waking up and remembering Yah, as prophesied in Ezekiel 6, verse 9. Then those who escape will remember me, Yah, among the nations where they are taken captive. I was hurt by their idolatrous hearts, which turned away from me, and by their eyes, which lusted after idols. They will hate themselves for the evil and disgusting things that they have done. Leviticus 26, verses 39 through 41. Those of you who survive will waste away in your enemies' lands because of their sins and the sins of their ancestors. But if they will confess their sin and the sin of their fathers, their unfaithfulness that they practiced against me, and how they acted with hostility towards me, I also was acting with hostility towards them and brought them into the land of their enemies. Then if their uncircumcised, sin-filled hearts are humbled and they accept the punishment of their wickedness, then I will remember my covenant with Jacob and my covenant with Isaac and my covenant with Abraham. I will remember, and I will remember the land.